observer, this might be quite alarming, seeing this many Deadpools gathered in a major metropolitan area, screaming and shouting and wearing all sorts of different costumes. The good news is they're excited for a very good reason. It is the Deadpool 2 red carpet event.
We're cutting the line. We're giving you all access, bringing you with us. Let's go.
Deadpool! 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 Deadpool!
My name's Cable.
We're gonna form a super duper group. That's what we're gonna do.
We will be known as X-Force.
Isn't that a little derivative?
Tell me they got that in slow motion.
Hey everybody, I'm Jacki Jing.
And I'm Scoville.
And welcome to Deadpool 2 Red Carpet Live, brought to you by the U.S. Army. For more information, go to goarmy.com. These guys are mobbing on the ground.
We are at the AMC Lowe's Lincoln Square, New York City, and this is clearly a place of a lot of excitement. These fans are really enthusiastic because the cast and crew of the movie are going to be here. We're going to be talking to them. If you have questions that you want to ask them, leave them in the comments. We'll ask those questions. We've got to get over to that red carpet and get things started.
We've got you covered for Deadpool 2 coverage. But here's a refresher on Deadpool 1.
Dance.
Who exactly is Deadpool and what's his story again?
Did I leave the stove on?
Well, you should probably rewatch the first movie because it's awesome, but in case you're in a hurry, here's Deadpool 1 in 2 minutes, give or take. Long before he was Deadpool, Wade Wilson was just your average former Black Ops soldier turned low-rent hitman with a heart of gold. At Sister Margaret's home for wayward girls, we're introduced to his main squeeze, Vanessa, but when he discovers his body is riddled with terminal cancer, he dumps her. Classy. Conveniently, a mysterious recruiter approaches him, offering him not just a cure, but to transform him into something even better.
A superhero.
Without cancer. Wade is taken to a shadowy, unhygienic facility run by the asparagus-loving mad scientist Ajax,
You have something in your teeth.
who injects him with the superhero cancer cure he was promised. However, in order for the cure to take place, it's gonna hurt. A lot. And leave some nasty scars. All over his body. Wade breaks out of the torture chamber, sets the building on fire, and fights Ajax. To the death. Wade's death. But, thanks to his new healing factor, Wade survives, tracks down Vanessa, only to chicken out because, well, he's got a pizza face. His BFF Weasel convinces him to use his cancer-free superpowers to become a vigilante.
Deadpool
Is born. Deadpool hops in a taxi driven by lovelorn Dopinder and races to get his revenge on Ajax, which he almost does, until the X-Men Colossus and Negasonic Teenage Warhead stop him. Ajax escapes. The X-Men cuff Deadpool, but no shackles can hold a man willing to chop off his own arm.
You ever see 127 Hours?
After growing back a new hand, Wade also grows some courage and decides to tell Vanessa he's still alive. Unfortunately, Ajax already kidnapped her. Deadpool recruits the X-Pals for help and Dopinder for a ride to Ajax's hideout inside a downed helicarrier.
You gonna do a superhero landing? Wait for it!
An epic superhero versus goon fight ensues on the ground while Deadpool does a boss battle topside. The carrier collapses because of the ground fight. Deadpool, Vanessa, and Ajax all go down with the ship. The dust settles. Our villain reveals there is no cure for Pizza Face. Wade is furious. Like murderous mad, but Colossus reminds him he doesn't have to kill anyone and that he could be, a hero. But Wade shoots Ajax in the head and Colossus pukes. Wade finally reveals his love to Vanessa, who still loves him for who he is, and let's be honest, a horribly disfigured Ryan Reynolds is still sexy as Love wins, end of the movie. Well, almost. Deadpool pops out at the end in a bathrobe a la Ferris Bueller to tell the audience he's getting cable for the sequel. Deadpool 2.
And we're back out here live in New York City.
This
We're
is
having
huge.
so much fun. Yeah.
This is incredibly exciting. How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
This
I
is
mean,
a-
it's an absolutely electric atmosphere, and I'm kind of freaking out a little bit because the director, David Leitch, is right next to me. Oh my gosh. How are you doing? Feeling fantastic?
Pretty exciting right now. Year of shooting, and now this. It'd be great to get it out there.
I'm sure you're on cloud nine. So talk to me about how you made this sequel bigger and better than Deadpool, which was already awesome.
I think we started with what makes Deadpool awesome, and I was a huge fan of the original, the stuff that Ryan did and Tim Miller did. And it was kind of daunting to take on a sequel, but I knew we just had to be true to the Deadpool model, which is like a beating heart, like a real true story, and then some really fun subversive comedy that pushes boundaries. In terms of putting us in the summer tentpole space, look, we added more action, we had set pieces, we expanded the team, we got Cable, we got Domino, we got more powers. Like, we had fun with the world.
Now, on that note, the powers are interesting because obviously, action movies aren't hyper-realistic, but superpowers are really not realistic. Is that like liberating or more challenging as a director?
That's a great question because I think it can be both. Like, I think the power of Domino, of luck, was as a choreographer, a fight choreographer for years. You're like, luck, how do I make that interesting? How do I make that interesting? And then you start to examine things, Rube Goldberg or Buster Keaton or Final Destination, and then all of a sudden her powers start to make sense. But then there's other things like big CG set pieces. Sometimes you got to pull them out of thin air and wrap your head around it, and powers can get so expansive that they lose their soul.
So you worked with Ryan on X-Men Origins, and y'all poked fun of it quite a bit in the sequel here. How did that feel?
I think it felt very liberating for Ryan. Yes, very liberating. Look, he's proud of all the work that he's done in all his films, but there's a time and a place where it's ready. He's ready to just like, I'm here. I'm Deadpool. This is my universe, and I own it. So he owns it and lives it, and it's just a pleasure to be working with someone who understands it so well.
Now, you're known for directing kick-ass action movies. You also directed a Celine Dion music video.
It was awesome.
Thank you.
For the sake of conversation, what the hell?
There was a time crunch for me to do it, and Ryan and I had this idea for a long time. Like, we wanted to do the music video with Celine, and we had the premise, and they started to get treatments in from directors, and I just was like, it's our idea, let's just go do it. And so I set it up. Our cinematographer, Jonathan Sella, who shot Atomic Blonde and John Wick, and he'd done hundreds of music videos, so he was really helpful in like getting us going. And I was like geeking out on set. I'm like, I'm a music video director, and he's like, you directed Deadpool 2, and I'm like, yeah, but now I'm a music video director.
How do you explain like a superpowered mercenary to Celine Dion? Like,
oh, she knew. She knew.
Really?
Oh yeah, she knew. Yeah.
Okay, so my
No, Deadpool. Come on, no, she knew, and I think she had family that were fans, so it was great. So good.
My producer wants me to ask you this one last question. How did you kill that puppy in John Wick?
We didn't. I think it's adorable. I think it lives upstate.
Oh, okay.
It's amazing. It's movie magic.
That's what parents tell their kids.
It's just sick. No, I'm serious.
TV magic.
The dog's okay. Seriously.
Aw. Well, thank you so much. Huge dog fan, yeah. So is Terry. She made sure we got that question in.
Great.
But thank you so much. Absolutely a fun movie, and we hope that you have a wonderful night. Exciting one for you, I'm sure. Mr. David Leitch right there. And his hair looking fantastic.
Yeah, looking very sharp.
Yeah. Wow, it is just super cool here. I mean, we were talking earlier, there's nearly 50 TV crews here. Fox is telling us this is one of their biggest red carpet events. I mean, it is absolutely electric.
Yeah.
But, looky here.
We just spoke to David Leitch, also director of Atomic Blonde, and now we're joined by Eddie Marsan, who is also in Atomic Blonde.
That's right, yeah.
And can you tell us anything about who you're playing in this film?
Yeah.
Well, I did Atomic Blonde with David, and then he got this gig, and he phoned me up, and he was panicking, and he said, listen, I'm doing Deadpool, but there's no sex appeal in the movie. Can you come and do it? And we've got a great new look for you with your hair and everything. I said, okay, I'll do it. And that's
You're like, I'll do a service for them. Yeah. So why did you decide to be a part of this franchise? How exciting was that for you?
It was fantastic. Well, I got 4 kids. I got 2 teenagers and 2 young kids, and they loved Deadpool 1, and they were just so excited. They came on set, and they met Ryan, they met David, and for the first time in my life, Daddy was really cool because I was working on Deadpool.
What do you think Deadpool 2 does that's really going to throw audiences for a loop and really surprise them?
I think it's very poignant at times. It's an emotional roller coaster ride, much more than I think Deadpool 1 in many ways. I think it's the same. It's in the same vein as Deadpool 1, but they're now more confident that the genre and the technique works, and so they throw more money at it, and now it's big and it's taking it to a different level.
So you saw Deadpool 1 with the kiddos. So what makes Deadpool 2 better in your opinion?
It's just stretching it out. It's making all the action. David is fantastic at action sequences. All the action sequences are fantastic, but also the character studies. The function that my character does within the film adds a kind of darkness to the film that informs what all the other characters do. And that's the kind of thing that you get when you get confidence in a franchise. You can do that kind of thing.
Now, without really revealing too much about your character, I'm going to say you don't have a crazy costume or anything like that. Are you at all jealous of the other more kind of colorful characters, or are you enjoying playing the subdued type?
No, I love looking completely different in everything I do. I'm very aware of playing. In American audiences know me as Terry from Ray Donovan, and this character is completely different, and that's what I enjoy doing. That's how I make a living.
Eddie, you are absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for speaking with us. We hope you have a wonderful evening. Oh my goodness. We can't talk about his character, but he did a great job.
He does a hell of a performance.
Yes, indeedy. Okay, so we just have all the stars coming down here. I mean, it's insane.
It's pretty exciting.
Up close look at the cast. Yeah. And we have someone very special with us. It is Mr. Josh Brolin. Oh, you like my shoes?
I love your shoes. It's amazing.
1989.
How tall are you?
I'm 6'2".
Okay. Are you really?
Yeah.
My wife has tall jeans. That's what she does.
Yeah, tall girl.
Mid-heaven jeans. Have to. Every time I see a tall girl now, I just want to pull out a card.
Do they come in guy sizes? Because I have a hard time with that.
Yeah.
If you want to wear women's jeans, that's up to you.
It's a San Francisco tradition.
That's okay.
We're going to need that card.
No judgment. That's all right. I'm going to give you that card later. Can't help it.
Okay, so everybody's talking about your performance as Cable. I mean, how did you get into this character? It's this time traveler, telekinesis, all the stuff.
I don't know. I mean, when he came to me, I've always been a fan of Ryan's. I've been a fan since The Proposal. Like, very sweet. And in the beginning, I slipped out, and then somebody was like, "Oh my God, so you love The Proposal?" Now everywhere I go, they're like, "You're the guy who likes The Proposal." It's supposed to be an inside voice, but the opportunity came up to work with him. I had seen the first one. I thought was irreverent and great, and like a tone that nobody else had kind of, he was totally unique in that tone. He created it. 11 years with that story. Nobody wanted to do it, and finally Fox said yes. And then the fact that he wanted me, it was fresh. It was a fresh kind of, attempt at a new story and not carbon copying the first story. So it was fun. I said, yeah.
Now, I got to ask, you are tackling one of the most convoluted Marvel characters. Like,
I keep getting distracted by these shoes, man.
The
shoes are
I mean, your shoes are pretty snazzy.
No, just like, let's just go right past it, because I keep looking down, and that's the reason, just so you know.
It's probably not actually good for your eyes to look at them too much.
I know, they're a little bright.
But yeah, so Cable's backstory is a tangled mess. How did you tackle that? How did you find the essence of that character and bring it to the big screen?
When you're on set, like the first day, I think we had a 9-page scene the first day, and you're at home and you're looking at doorknobs and you're trying on voices and you're trying to figure out what works, and you're feeling like a total idiot. You don't really know what you're doing on every movie, by the way. And then you show up and you're surrounded by stand-up comedians in this tone that they get. And then you just try and find your way. And you're like, is this going to work? What we wanted to do is create this kind of Eddie Murphy, Nick Nolte vibe. We wanted that great volley, that nemesis volley going back and forth. And I think as the movie went on, it became clearer, it became easier. And I look forward to going into the next movie, which will be X-Force. And I think we'll have it nailed by then, after all the social media banter.
Wonderful.
Okay, so my producer wanted me to ask you this. This is a loaded question, haha. Cable is notorious for packing some serious firepower. Got it? Loaded question. Okay, so what was your favorite weapon?
Oh my God, I had that gun. I had that 30-pound gun that was actually a 30-pound gun. And as a 50-year-old guy carrying a 30-pound gun, it's great conceptually, but then after 4 months, this shoulder just literally died. But that was a fun one. I mean, that's when it makes a lot of noise, and it's fun. Yeah.
Now, you looked pretty darn cool.
I'm sorry, I got to interject here. I'm a longtime Deadpool fan. I actually have a book report from 5th grade that I wrote.
Oh, good.
I got a so-so grade on it. Do you think this looks
like...
I got
a B-.
What was the grade? You got a B-? Was this actually something that you did?
This was actually something I did.
How old are you?
I'm 31 now. I was I think 10 when I did that.
What's wrong with a B- though, man?
I mean, it got me here.
Why don't you contact the teacher again, have her reread?
Could you...
And see if she might up that grade.
Could you deliver a message to my English teacher,
Oh,
perchance?
yeah. You know what? It's all about giving kids another chance. He was failing at that time. We all know that. It was a B- world then. Now I feel like there's a mojo coming from this guy. Give him a chance. I've never done that.
Josh Brolin.
I feel good about looking in the camera and talking to this teacher.
Up yours, Mrs. Snowden.
Do it for yourself. Up yours. You just blew it, man. Take it back.
I don't have to do summer school.
You blew it.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you for giving him a good grade then on his book report. And you are absolutely fantastic. We hope that you have a wonderful evening. And yet, Tall Girls, love it. There we go. There we go. And I got 2 points with Josh Brolin. I mean, okay, but you got him to grade your book report, so you're kind of cooler than me.
That's pretty good.
I mean, Josh Brolin just looked at your book report. How are you feeling right now?
Yeah,
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling okay, a little bit jittery. I mean, like, you know, I've got proof this has been a thing I've been doing for quite some time now. On the subject of the English language and book reports and whatnot, we've actually got Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick here. They are the writers of Deadpool 2. Are they coming in here?
Here they are.
Here they are.
Looking snazzy, gentlemen. We're so happy to have you all here. Okay.
So excited to be here. Crazy.
It is absolutely electric here. So talk to us about the task of taking on this movie. I mean, the first one just knocked it out of the park, and then you got to make a sequel.
Oh my God, I've had flop sweat on my forehead for the better part of 2.5 years. Like, we are terrified that this works out because we're gonna be chased around the country if we screw this up.
I think it's gonna work out.
All right.
I'm
I like
feeling
that
good.
optimism. All right.
Yeah, I took a healthy dose of optimism this morning.
Yeah, and a couple Xanax.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Okay, so tell me a little bit about why you wanted to take this project on. Was Deadpool near and dear to your heart?
Well, yeah, I mean, in some respects, we've been putting words into the mouth of Deadpool for like 9 years now. Like, we started
For
this
our
back
whole
in
lives, it
2010.
feels like,
yeah. And you know, he's a real lunatic of a guy, and they say write what you know, and so yeah, it hasn't been hard for us to get into the voice again, for sure.
It's the easiest character to write we've ever written, so.
I think it's pretty hard. You guys do a really good job, but
That
sorry,
being
Max.
said, it has been sort of, you know, botched in the past. What would you say are the do's and don'ts of writing a Deadpool movie?
Boy, I mean,
here's what Paul
break
always
all
says.
the rules,
Yeah, break
I
all the
think,
rules.
is
Paul
the-
says,
is the
look,
do.
not every movie can do what a Deadpool movie can, and so we owe it to ourselves, if we're writing a Deadpool movie, to take those chances that other movies can't, that the MCU movies can't. So we just push every boundary at all times.
When's the last time you saw Captain America under a mountain of cocaine?
I
PG,
mean, maybe
not
some
PG.
back issues from the 70s? I don't
Maybe, yeah, you'd have to go digging,
Not
probably.
Chris Evans, Captain America I'm talking about.
Okay, so talk to me about bringing the X-Force into this film. A challenge? Was it easy?
Well, I mean, I think the danger is trying to overstuff the movie with too much X-Force, so we tried to kind of make it be about Deadpool and have X-Force be a little peripheral, but still have it be a springboard to the next movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. That's a great answer.
He said, yeah.
Now, is there anything, obviously it's about pushing boundaries and breaking rules, is there anything that you really, really wanted to get in there, but you just couldn't?
Well, there was a Disney joke. There was a Disney joke we can't talk about.
Yeah, we took some shots at Disney playfully, but I think that until the corporate merger is finished, we were told to lay off that subject. So.
What else? There's a Baby Hitler
Yeah,
thing
some
that,
baby Hitler stuff. Yeah.
that didn't make it in.
Okay, I can't imagine why.
Yeah, no.
Hitler joke's always funny.
Always kill, always.
So talk to us a little bit about some of the stuff that did make it in. I mean, you guys poke fun at X-Men Origins quite a bit, and I enjoyed those parts.
Yeah, I mean, it was the bullet being cut in half. There was that bit.
Yeah.
Of
course, the time
Dakota.
machine. Yeah, the time machine. Ryan's very self-deprecating, and he likes to poke fun at his past. So, and he's given us license and himself license to do that all the time. And there's nothing more fun than when you have that
It's
freedom.
therapy for him a little bit, so.
Now, Deadpool is a big fan of Mexican food, specifically the chimichanga. Do you know what a chimichanga actually is?
Yeah, it's like a fried tortilla with a lot of great stuff inside, right? I mean,
Yeah, that seems
I mean,
Twinkies, there are Twinkies involved.
we're from Arizona. If we don't know what a chimichanga is, we're going to have to give up our...
chimichanga is.
Wow.
Have you ever had a
Turn in your Arizona
chimichanga?
license, of course.
I don't know if I've ever had a
Carlos
chimichanga.
O'Brien's
really?
in Phoenix, yeah, many times.
You wrote a Deadpool movie and you don't know what a chimichanga
Yes.
is?
I know.
think he just has to give away his Phoenix license and his Deadpool
And we wrote
license.
Zombieland, and I never had a Twinkie growing up.
Wow. Fascinating. Okay, well, Rhett and Paul, we're getting the wrap on you two. Y'all were
Great,
fantastic,
thank you.
though. Thank you so much. Enjoyed the movie so much. Wow, we just learned a lot of nuggets. Baby Hitler.
Yeah. Also,
He doesn't know
like,
what a chimichanga is?
that's kind of damning.
Yeah.
Yeah, but seriously, we've barely had a chance to talk since I actually saw the movie.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah, I liked it
Like
a lot.
as a Deadpool fan, I know we're on an official live stream and everything, but it kicks ass and it delivers.
Absolutely
So.
loved it. It was so much fun, and I really loved seeing the X-Force in action.
Yeah, I don't know how you write a movie that stays kind of like timely like that. Like,
Yeah.
it's a lot of like relevant, recent, fresh feeling jokes, but like you got to do CG and stuff and.
Okay, so we're going to talk about the X-Force in depth right now. Take a look.
We're gonna form a super duper group.
It's time to get back on LinkedIn.
The Merc with a Mouth is getting a little help in Deadpool 2.
We will be known as X-Force.
Isn't that a little derivative?
You're absolutely right.
But even comic book lovers may not recognize all the faces on this X-Force. So roll call.
Domino, I'm lucky.
And the odds are in her favor. Domino is OG X-Force in the comics. She has powers that affect probability. Basically, she has good luck. And her foes, bad luck.
My name's Shatterstar.
Besides amazing hair, this genetically engineered warrior has enhanced physical capabilities. Oh, and this 4 swords in 2 thingy?
Meet Bedlam.
This muscle-bound mutant has electromagnetic abilities, and like most of X-Force, is lethal when it comes to hand-to-hand combat. Then there's Zeitgeist, who vomits deadly acid. Ew. That's the reason for the mask. But the member getting the most hype?
Last but not least,
Peter.
any power you want to tell us about?
I don't have one. I just saw the ad.
You're in.
He may not have much to offer, but Peter's Twitter has given us an incredible inside look at the group, and a bunch of random cell phone videos, don't ask. But for real, this is one serious looking lineup. Squad goals! We're geeking out. We're geeking out huge. We got the voice of Colossus with us, Stefan. Oh my goodness. We love you in the movie. You're absolutely amazing. Tell us, how do you bring this fantastic character to life with your voice?
Well, thank you so much for that. And you know, it's a dream come true for me. I'm a comic book geek, and you know, for me, like starting with X-Men when I was like 5-year-old and becoming Colossus in this way, you know, bringing the soul and you know. The voice with that, and of course I did so many of the CGI, and especially like in the sequel. So for me, it's an honor, you know. It's like building a Shakespearean character because Colossus is so complicated in that way. He's ethically and morally right, you know, and he's a good old heart, old school superhero. So for me, it's really like, you know, I was really careful on the first part of Deadpool not to like, you know, do something over the top. And it looks like I did a great job because I have like much bigger role in the sequel. So I'm just proud, and I love that fans love it. So Colossus loves you too.
Colossus is like, yeah, he has a wonderful, like, wholesome. He likes a good breakfast. Like
breakfast is the most important meal of the day.
There you go. Yeah, which is
so
the opposite of Deadpool, who's eating like leftover tacos for breakfast, probably.
Yeah, and that's why we have this beautiful relationship, especially in the sequel, in which Colossus is still trying to make Deadpool a good guy, an X-Men, and that's the beauty of it because Deadpool doesn't care really about those things, and Colossus extra cares, you know. So it's one of the things that make this relationship really great.
Talk to us about that relationship between Colossus and Deadpool. I mean, they're like polar opposites, pretty much.
Yeah, they're like really opposites. But you know, Colossus just believes in his heart, and you have like those really romantic lines in which I'm trying to say you have a good heart, but with some training you can become an X-Men. And you know, he just believes in that, and he doesn't want to be wrong. He doesn't want to be wrong in this situation with Wade. And then you will see like that relationship develops, and you know Deadpool cares about him a lot in the end, and so it's one of like really the most beautiful things that we made. On the other side is this really big relationship between the two of these characters.
Move aside, Vanessa, Colossus and Deadpool.
Yeah,
There are some touching moments
of course.
there.
His brothers and
brotherly love.
Brotherly love, of course.
And now,
absolute one.
I gotta ask, you do predominantly motion capture for this. It's just your face being put in there, so you don't quite have to put on the amount of weight that Colossus has on there.
Well, thank God for the computers because that would be like this. I think I'm like 6'4.5", 6'5".
Yeah.
So you know.
Only the tall club.
Still small because Colossus is 7'5" with his superpower, but in his human form he's 6'4". So yeah.
Are we ever going to see his human form in a...
I certainly hope so, and I think the time is coming for that, definitely.
So how do you channel your Colossus? Like, do you like puff your chest up a little more? I don't know. Like, how do you channel that character?
It just comes. It's something that like I'm playing with it. You know, I have like some things that I learned like 2 years ago when on the first process making Colossus. Building character, you know, and then now it just comes, you know, I'm just playing with the guy and I'm like trying to be him as much as I can. And I have a huge help from Ryan. You know, Ryan is always with me and like when we were like, you know, making the new things, and he's giving me so many ideas, and working with Ryan is a God bless. That man owns his character, but he's always there to, you know, give you an idea, just to be there. So it's really a God bless.
Stefan, you own it. Colossus, man. The voice of Colossus.
Piotr Nikolajewicz Rasputin.
Love it. Have a wonderful evening. Oh my gosh. The voice of Colossus. We're like
just
geeking
darling.
out to here right now.
This
And we're
is really
tall, so
fun.
that's really high.
I'm kind of losing my mind here. Obviously, making a movie in 2018 is kind of, it's not a conventional process anymore. There's social media and there's all that. And Deadpool has managed to kind of corner the market on weird social media campaigns. Let's take a look at the road to Deadpool 2 in terms of bizarre marketing.
2 years ago, the first Deadpool movie turned heads with its unconventional marketing. From cryptic and deliberately misleading billboards to Deadpool's own personal Tinder account. And when it comes to promotion, the sequel has not let us down. It all started early last year with a teaser featuring the slowest phone booth costume change in superhero history.
Hey.
Followed by the sublime wet-on-wet Bob Ross tribute.
You little happy trees there.
When we finally got our first trailer actually featuring Cable, it cracked jokes about the film's unfinished visual effects.
Pew 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 pew.
And while the promotional road to Deadpool 2 is paved with comedy gold, it is by no means limited to funny trailers. Deadpool did a brief stint as guest editor for Good Housekeeping magazine, free tattoos were given away at Brazil Comic-Con, an official Twitter account popped up for X-Force's newest and least qualified member, Peter.
Any powers you want to tell us about?
I just saw the ad.
You're in.
And most recently, Deadpool made an appearance in an official Celine Dion music video. Oh, Canada. And while we're thrilled Deadpool 2 is finally out, it's sad the absurd viral marketing machine must roll to a stop. Well, X-Force is on the horizon. In the meantime, I guess we'll watch Deadpool 2.
We're back here live.
Guys.
With Ryan Reynolds. We're trying to contain our excitement.
Come on, I am too. We get to unleash Deadpool 2 onto the world. I'm very excited right now.
I know. We're like geeking out. So talk to us a little bit about you and Deadpool. I mean, y'all just seem connected. Is it because y'all are Canadian?
It's a lot of things. There's a lot of weird sort of star-crossed, kismet kind of things with me and Deadpool. But I first fell in love with him in 2004. I was given a comic book, and in that comic book, Deadpool says my name, Ryan Reynolds. It was the weirdest thing. I'm not kidding. It said, someone asked him, I think, what he looks like under the mask. He said, I look like a cross between Ryan Reynolds and a Shar-Pei. And I was like, what the hell? And then I read more and more of them, and I really fell in love, and I connected with it. And then I spent 11 years in hell trying to get it made, and, you know, I never did get it made until the fans stepped up and really, you know, the internet really exploded and made it happen. So
Ryan, I've been following you working on Deadpool for quite a while now. You've been talking about the movie getting off the ground since 2007. X-Men Origins was, you know, not perfect. And you've kind of come around and managed to make two really kick-ass movies that absolutely nail the character.
Yeah.
I've been like a Deadpool fan since I was like a little kid. Here's my 5th grade English book report. Can you take a look at that? I got a B- on that.
You did a 5th grade book report on Deadpool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is amazing. This is amazing.
No, man, your movies are amazing. You did the thing that I've wanted to see since I was 10.
Max,
so.
you did a book report on Deadpool in the 5th grade. Will you marry me?
I mean, I think I've actually spoken for, but...
yeah, he just got engaged.
Great. We'll move to a state that allows it.
Okay, sounds about right.
That is
I'm totally down for that.
Yeah.
Okay, so, you know, you play... Oh, we have to let you go. But you're fantastic, yeah.
Well,
started.
I know.
It's been a pleasure.
But you're awesome, and we're geeking out so bad, and your movie's cool.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
For coming out tonight.
Thank you for getting
I'm so
Deadpool
excited.
right.
Thank you.
You're awesome.
Thank you, guys. All right, I'll see you later. Oh, I'm going this way.
Oh, see you later.
All right.
Can you talk?
Not really. I'm kind of. It's also I like that Ryan Reynolds comes in here and like fire trucks start going by.
He just proposed to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna have some explaining to do.
Do you know my mom would be so jealous of you right now? You have no idea.
My mom would probably be jealous of me right now.
Yeah, no, seriously.
All right.
Just geeking out so hard. And we continue to have people coming down the red carpet, and now, oh my goodness, we have the Ms. Lovely Shioli. How are you?
Hey, hello.
Okay, talk to us about how you feel right now. I mean, a lot of hard work. We don't know much about your character. What can you tell us about her?
Well, she's a mutant and she has special powers, and I've been told that's all I can say. Unfortunately.
Keeping it short, folks.
Yeah.
So we have seen you in the trailers. You've got a really cool sort of weapon thing. Did you get to do stunt work for this? Did you have fun with that?
Actually, originally I wasn't supposed to have any like action for this film, so that was like a last minute thing. I got called in for that, so I basically got like this rope with like a tennis ball on the end and was told to practice it over the night. So I was freaking out a little bit if I could just really get that going in time. But it was really fun once you get the hang of it.
Well, Deadpool 2 is just such an amazing franchise. Can you just tell us how you felt when you learned to be a part of all this?
I mean, I did multiple auditions for it, and I kind of felt like I was getting close. So the closer I was getting, I started to feel really nervous. So when I finally got it, I was just honestly really happy.
You've been acting in film and television in Japan since over a decade now. What was it like jumping into a big, huge, like loud Hollywood blockbuster?
Sorry, could you repeat that again?
Jumping into a big Hollywood blockbuster.
I mean, the process is, I guess, the same, but the feeling is really different, and just getting ready and things like that is just, everything is so different. So it was really interesting for me, but I felt really comfortable. I feel like everyone's much closer. They work closer, and it's more casual here, which is really good.
So what do you want to tell the fans at home? Why are they going to be floored by Deadpool 2?
Well, I know Deadpool is a big thing in Tokyo as well. I mean, Japan as well. So I just really hope the original fans will like it. And I mean, I feel proud that I'm able to participate in this. So I think the last stop is Japan. So I hope they could just wait a little longer, and so that we could,
Well, you should be proud. You're absolutely fantastic in it. And we hope that you have a lovely evening. And I love your outfit, girl. Almost as cool as her outfit from the movie. Seriously.
Pretty close.
She was
close.
kick-A in that.
So yeah, if people are just tuning in, this is the Deadpool 2 Red Carpet Live on IGN.
Brought to you by the U.S. Army. Go to goarmy.com for more information.
There it is. Yeah, we've got the way these things work. Nobody really tells you like what order things are going to happen in, so it's kind of like, you know.
Remember when we were doing all that prep work? You and I were sitting in a coffee shop this morning, and we were like looking through all these cards, and I don't even know whose card this is. We're all just winging it, but we're having fun.
We are.
I mean, it's absolutely awesome in here. There are so many people here. I think roughly 50 crews. One of the bigger events that Fox has put on. So this is pretty cool.
I'm actually really excited. Rob Liefeld is here, one of the co-creators of Deadpool. And I hope to get to talk to him. He also created a character named Cable, who's in the film. You might know him.
Oh, okay, yeah, he's important,
but
right?
There's a good chance you don't know his backstory. So let's take a look.
I'm here for the kid.
There's a battle brewing. But who is this cyborg-looking dude?
My name's Cable.
Why is he fighting our man Deadpool? And what is up with the teddy bear? Here's what the comics say. Warning, potential spoilers ahead. The mysterious silver fox with the glowing eye is Cable. He's the son of X-Men member Cyclops and Jean Grey's clone Madeline Pryor. He got infected with a deadly techno-organic virus. Then he was sent thousands of years into an alternate future.
What in the ass?
You know what? His origin story is a bit complicated. Basically, Cable's a time traveler with psionic powers and a ton of guns. He actually started and led X-Force in the comics and has even shared a series with Deadpool, aptly titled Cable and Deadpool. Creative. So while they appear to be enemies from the trailers, they could actually end up more as frenemies.
So dark. You sure you're not from the DC universe?
But that's really TBD. Cable, as you've probably picked up, is not the friendliest. He's not the best team player, often taking matters into his own hands, clashing with other heroes and even X-Force.
Move or die.
He has proved to be a great father figure in the comics for a mutant messiah called Hope. Maybe that's the connection to the stuffed animal? But yeah, we'll have to see what Cable has up his sleeve. Or metal arm.
Bring it on, One-Eyed Willie.
And we're back, and we are here with Deadpool co-creator Rob Liefeld. Rob, I've been seeing your drawings and
Don't
comic
leave out
books.
Cable and Domino, bud. Those are mine too. Come on, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I totally left those out. I mean, really just say New Mutants number 98. That's kind of a key issue there. And when are we going to see Gideon on the big screen?
Buddy, you know what? Let's give him a shot. 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Ponytails are coming back.
When I created them and put them on that cover, people always go, why is Deadpool and Domino? They ask me, did you know they were going to be big? I'm like, are they on the cover? Are they posing? You as a creator think they're going to work. I thought Gideon, was going to work too, but 2 out of 3. I'll take 2 out of 3 every time.
That issue came out, it was over 30 years ago? Was that 87, I think?
I've been in the business 32 years.
You've been doing it a while.
Yeah, 88, 87.
When you were sitting there drawing pouches on Cable's,
Yes.
pauldrons and
Yes.
stuff,
Who knew that I would co-op pouches? I'm the king of pouches.
Yeah,
what the heck? Not SWAT, not our military, me. I'm the king of pouches. I'll take it. I'll take it.
Did you ever see this, being on the big screen? What's that experience like for you?
I told Fox for the last 16 years. I said, there's gold in these hills right here, these New Mutants X-Force hills. They're the most popular of all the X-Force characters. We're the number 2 best-selling comic still. I honestly thought we would not hold on to that. X-Men being number 1, X-Force. And my friends, when we launched it, they said, what's an X-Force? It's not going to sell. Boom! 27 years. The fans have always been there. Deadpool, Cable have had 100 action figures, 4 or 5 video games, trading cards, a gazillion comic books, and it's like, can we get them on screen? And I'm telling you, man, and ma'am, when we got him on screen, and he blew up, they actually act surprised. And I'm like, I told you this. I was on the set of the first movie, and we were watching dailies, and I said, okay, now you got to remember, it's 2015. I said, this is going to make $75 million opening weekend. And they're like, shut up. That's such a big number, Liefeld. You're jinxing this. And I'm like, it's going to do great. I was very low, 135. I was very low. But I'd never been I guess on a set, you don't project the earnings of the movie. And I have my number for this weekend, but I'm going to keep it to myself.
Okay. Well, you have a little bit of domino power, though, I think. A little bit of luck.
I told Ryan. So Ryan called me and said, hey, there's this line in here. It pokes fun at you. Are you good with it? And I said, Ryan, I have 3 kids. They take the piss out of me all the time. So you're going to tell me my creations are going to talk back to me? I'm good. And I said, who do you think had the luck powers in the first place, buddy? It's me. So I said that to him. I love that you said that.
Rob, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Maybe I should call Mr. Domino, though. Wow, super cool. Just see, how are you? You must be totally geeking out.
This is a lot.
Childhood fan of Deadpool. There's the creator.
The man who draws all the
walking
pouches.
away.
I love it.
Oh, man. Oh my gosh.
Hey, what's up?
Julian, we love you.
Hey,
Lovely
man.
to meet you.
Good to meet you.
Thank you.
Okay, so we absolutely...
This is live, eh?
It's live, man.
I can't say, okay, cool, yeah. Just a no. No, I'm 15 years old, I won't say no.
Oh.
You're going to get us in trouble, man.
Yeah. Don't swear, mate. My mum's right there.
Yeah, don't cuss in front of Mom. Come on.
Back.
Wow.
These questions
You're coming
prepared,
at Max
we were
right now,
gonna ask you,
Julian. I don't even know where to start. Okay, Max.
Okay, so your character, Fire Fist, Russell is a little bit of he's kind of a troublemaker.
He needs anger management classes, so it was really cool playing him. And Ricky, he's sort of like the same as Ricky Baker from Hunt for the Wilder People, but he shoots fire out of his hands, I guess. So it was really cool playing him.
Okay, so talk to us about how you felt when Ryan Reynolds, the man, selected you to be Russell.
No, it was so cool because I remember first meeting them when we were in LA, and we met with David Leitch, the director as well, amazing guy. He came out in a green Christmas sweater, and you're like, oh my gosh, my agent was there, I'm with them, we're sort of like, yeah, nice to meet you, man. I'm Julian. But it was so cool because I think on 2016, he said on Empire magazine it was his favorite film, and it was really cool that someone so big, because he's done amazing films, Green Lantern, awesome film, just amazing, just an amazing person to work with, been in the industry so long and so influential. It was amazing. It was amazing to meet not just him as well, Josh Brolin, he's really funny as well, and Zazie Beetz, Terry Crews somewhere. Just a milkshake.
You're pretty funny yourself.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, man. You're just saying that.
Yeah, they pay me to say it. But I gotta say, you're a teenage boy, and you're doing the thing that most teenage boys dream of, is playing a superhero in a Hollywood movie.
I don't think teenage boys dream of that.
They dream of some meat, among other things, But
he's still dreaming of that, and he's 31.
I'm just a teenage boy stuck in an adult man's body. What do your friends make of that? That you're in an R-rated movie and walking the red carpet?
Because they knew me before all of this happened, so they're like, man, this is cool, but you're missing a lot of homework, mate. You got page 300 and something and 1,000 and a million. But yeah, I think they're really supportive, especially my family. They're super supportive, and that's why I love them.
Have you seen the original Fire Fist costume?
Yeah, I saw him in the comics. He's this super chiseled guy, went to the Navy, and it was really cool that Ryan was able to get me to play a plus-size superhero. I watched all the Avengers movies, all the X-Men movies, but I never saw a superhero who looked like me, who was a bit bigger than the other kids. He was plus-size, he was a bit chubbier. So it was so cool that they were able to rewrite the character that looked like me. And it's very, personally, it's really important to me for other kids who look like me, who are a bit bigger than the other kids, to play a character that they can finally see like portrayed as,
You're a role model and you're hilarious.
Yeah, thank you.
So we hope that you have a fantastic.
Just peaked. And it's all just down.
You haven't peaked,
from
kiddo.
here.
No, you got a big future ahead of you. And we hope that you have a wonderful evening. You were fantastic in the film. Fire Fist, right here. Wow, he's sassy.
Yeah, he kind of...
Like, he had good liners. Like, I was trying to keep up, and I was like, I can't come back.
Yeah.
Oh, wow,
All right.
okay. We got another one.
Well,
we got another one. It's Brianna in the house. Hey, lady, how you doing?
Good. I was just saying, I brought my tennis shoes too.
Yeah, girl. I mean, come on. Heels, they start to hurt after a little bit. Exactly. Okay, so we're geeking out. We love Negasonic Teenage Warhead. So I wanted to know, how did you channel this character? Because she's got an attitude. I mean, do you chew bubble gum? Do you, like, roll your eyes a lot? Like, how do you get into that attitude?
I definitely do both of those things. I think also in high school, I went through a really rebellious time. I wore a lot of goth. I listened to a lot of metal music. So I kind of channel, like, my young self when I become Negasonic, and it's always a good time because she's like my favorite person to play.
Emo and metal. I'm absolutely loving that.
Were you a Monster Magnet fan?
I was, yeah.
Okay, well that works out
Absolutely.
well.
Yeah, it works out for me, right? I was stoked.
Now, obviously, she's like, Negasonic is like very, very sassy, very, she's grown up since the last movie.
Yeah.
Have you kind of, how have you gone about that? Have you grown up yourself, or are you kind of like trying to change the character?
I would like to think that I've grown up. Honestly, I still feel like I'm 16, so we'll see if that goes away anytime soon.
Okay, so Negasonic, she's sassy. She's in the X-Men. Do you think she should be X-Force?
I mean, I think so, personally. Obviously.
Why?
I think that Negasonic can bring a lot to the X-Force. I think her give no F's attitude is really refreshing, and I think that would be fun to watch.
Now, Negasonic doesn't have a lot of appearances in the comics, and her character on screen is like kind of different from those anyway. So, like, how did you find that character and that voice?
It was a lot of fun, actually, to get to kind of create her in that sense. I did a lot of journaling for her. I like to journal for my characters, and like I said, I channeled my young self, and that was really cool for me. Yeah.
Brianna, you brought her to life, and you were awesome. Yeah, and work those tennis shoes later, girl. But she looks good in those heels, too. All right. Wow, Negasonic Teenage Warhead!
She's much angrier in the movies. She seems very nice.
I know.
right
She was
there.
super nice. I love how she was like, I used to like emo and metal.
Yeah.
I like channeled that. We've all been through that, right?
Yeah,
Let's be
pretty
real.
much. I mean,
Oh my goodness, you look awesome.
You there?
Wow.
Yeah, I love it. You're like kind of like the Vanisher. You just like came out of nowhere. Okay.
We've got
like,
Morena Baccarin, who plays Vanessa in the films. You're here, and this is easily the coolest outfit on the entire carpet.
Thank you. I
I'm sorry
appreciate
not
it.
to do the cliche outfit thing.
Okay, thank you.
No, it's very villainesque.
Is it?
Yeah, I kind of. Yeah, okay. Do you want to play a villain in the future?
Yeah, it's, those are the fun parts.
Vanessa is pretty darn fun though too. Talk to me about her.
Vanessa is the best good girl you want to play because she's got a little bit of bad in her. She's a badass. She's able to keep up with him. She's the only one who could tell Wade Wilson what's what. And she's also incredibly vulnerable, sexy, smart, just all around really fun.
She's perfect.
She's not though, but that's what's great about it. You know what I mean? She's a survivor. She's a girl that's been out there and had to like do what it takes, and she's good.
Now, obviously, the first movie was very much about kind of Wade getting back with her. How does their relationship change once he's kind of putting on the tights and he's got the mask and everything?
Stinky, really smelly. No, I think I love where the movie opens, where like sort of like a day in the life. He's been out killing bad guys. She's waiting for him at home. She's like, "You're late. It's our anniversary, and what have you been doing?" And they are ready to take their relationship to the next level. They're talking about having kids, moving on. And I love the idea of these two crazies having a life together.
Why do you think that their relationship is so relatable? They are crazies, but I just find myself in love with their love story.
They're honest, they're real. I think they say the things that we wish we could say in our lives to people and be out there, let it all hang out the way they do.
Now, I gotta ask, in the comics, Vanessa's character is like, she's blue and she's got elf ears and she can shapeshift.
Right.
Are you bummed that you look like
just a girl?
Just a regular human being?
I get really fabulous hair, so I'm not bummed at all. Who knows? I feel like that is an option for her always, and right now the story we're telling is very compelling to me.
So what do you want to tell the people at home? Why is Deadpool 2 going to knock it out of the park? I mean, Deadpool 1 was great. I mean, is it going to live up to it?
I had a really good time watching this movie, Deadpool 2, and I watched it by myself in a screening room. So I'm so excited to see it with an audience. The humor is unbelievable. The action scenes are incredible. But what gets me is it's a really vulnerable story. You really get to what makes him tick, and I think every hero has to have a bit of vulnerability or it doesn't bring an audience in, and this movie really offers that.
Okay, girl, you killed in the movie. You were awesome. Have a wonderful time tonight, and I love your villain-esque outfit.
Very nice.
Hopefully she'll be the next Catwoman or Poison Ivy. That's what I'm hoping for. Fingers crossed. She would make a great villain. I mean, she's a great actress. She'd pretty much do great
she'd dress like a villain. I dig it.
Absolutely everything. So, okay, how are you feeling, man? I mean, this is awesome. We've seen Ryan Reynolds, Josh Brolin. We spoke with David Leitch. I mean, the list goes on and on. This is unreal, dude.
I mean, I'm still kind of reeling from Julian Dennison just tearing us apart. You know?
I know. I wasn't snappy enough for him. I was like, oh,
that kid's
all the
on fire.
one-liners.
I mean, you know.
Okay, and your Deadpool book project, it's gotten rave reviews. Ryan Reynolds proposed to you, dude.
I don't know how to kind of come down from that. Now we've got Karen Sony coming up next. He plays Dopinder, the cab driver.
Karen Sony,
how are ya? Hey.
Fantastic. We absolutely love your character in the movie. Talk to us about his evolution in Deadpool 2.
In Deadpool 2, it picks up a few years after the first one, and now my character's become kind of a full-time getaway driver for Deadpool, which is so stupid of him. He's gonna die, but he's still ready for more responsibility, and Deadpool doesn't think that he should have more responsibility. And the movie, I kind of have to prove myself. And without giving anything away, by the end, I do prove myself in a very unexpected way. Yeah. Let's just say there was a day that there was a lot of fake blood in my mouth and on my face, and I was like, what is happening here? Which movie am I in? What happened? So it's very exciting.
You're like, oh wait, Deadpool, this is appropriate.
Right, yeah, exactly.
So in the first movie, it was very much like Deadpool was kind of like guiding Dopinder down the wrong way. So is it almost like the opposite this time
It's
around?
kind of the opposite, because I think now he's guiding him in another direction, but I'm kind of fighting him on it, and I'm happy to say I'm right by the end of the movie. He needs me.
Okay, so Dopinder's just so adorable and lovable. How did you develop his personality?
Well, I'm really mean in real life, so it's very hard for me to do that. It's in the script. A lot of it's in the script. That's what I like when I read the stuff, was that their dynamic was nothing like I had seen in a comic book movie, and it only really works if my character is very innocent, because it's so opposite from the other characters that he interacts with, because this world is very gritty and the characters are pretty negative and it's shot in a bad way. So he was kind of like the ray of sunshine. And so that was what I thought was unique when I read the script, and so I just tried to lean in on that. And then beyond that, it's just, my heart just shines in IMAX. It just comes out.
That was such a quote. My heart shines in IMAX.
Very eloquent.
Thanks. Yeah.
Now, I gotta ask, it's 2018. Why is he still driving a cab and not doing Uber?
Because it's Deadpool. Is it 2018 in Deadpool world? What city are we in? What timeline are we in? Has the proposal come out? I don't know. It's its own little world.
That's a good answer.
I think it's kind of amazing because it's so stupid, and it's so stupidly Deadpool, but it's kind of amazing. But if we do make another movie, I might ask for like an SUV or something, like some kind of upgrade.
Time to up.
Gets beat up. This car gets beat up in this movie. And fun fact, we actually shoot in a real cab, and Ryan has very long legs, and he's so uncomfortable every time he's in the front seat. And I really thought in the second one that they would make a custom car or something, because it's like a big movie, but no, we shot in a real car. And that poor guy, like his legs are just, they're not made for a front seat of a cab.
So we have a lot of people tuning in at home live, and they're super excited. What do you want to tell them? What's going to make Deadpool 2 so special?
I think if you like the first one, you love the second one. It kind of beats the sequel curse, and I'm so excited and happy that it does, because going into it very honestly, I was like, I hope we do, but I don't know, because it's the first movie is pretty beloved. It's a lot more of what you liked, and then plus a lot more, and then the new characters really just very seamlessly meld into the story, and they're played by pretty great actors. So,
well, we love Dopinder, and you owned it, man. Absolutely fantastic in it. Yeah, have a wonderful night.
Yeah.
Nice. That was so cool. He's like the coolest taxi driver ever.
He does raise a good point. Like, where is Deadpool supposed to be set?
I know.
I think
I asked you that. I said, was that Vancouver?
I think they were both shot in Vancouver. This one is like set in Vancouver. The first one was sort of in New York.
Yeah.
It's in,
Weird
it's in
comic book world stuff.
X-Men logic, yeah.
But oh my goodness, we've been talking about the atmosphere here all night. I mean, if you can look behind us at all, it is absolutely jam-packed. We've been hearing from Fox Studios X, or some of their representatives, that there's 50 crews here. We're just one little crew.
That's
There's
more than
50 other
normal.
crews.
That's a lot.
Yeah, and this is just one of their bigger events. And I mean, it's just absolutely electric seeing all of these people here, all the stars. Still can't get over Ryan Reynolds proposing.
And if you are just tuning in, this is, of course, Deadpool 2 Red Carpet Live on IGN, presented by the U.S. Army. Go to goarmy.com to find out more. Yeah, who do we have? Who haven't we talked to yet?
I know, I was just trying to think about that. I mean,
Craning our necks around.
We got Ryan, we got Josh Brolin, we got, Zazie Beetz.
We still got Domino. We haven't gotten lucky enough to talk to her yet.
Beetz? Okay, well, let's talk about some of our favorite Deadpool moments, okay?
Sure.
I mean, I've been reading the comic books. I love Cable and Deadpool, and we were talking a lot about their dynamic. I mean, he's just so straight-laced and just so serious all the time, and Deadpool is just such a complete off-the-wall character.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, Cable and Deadpool is a wonderful series. It's,
Yeah.
it's pretty much a buddy comedy with superpowers. Obviously, getting Cable in there with such a convoluted history is like really, you don't know where to start. Like there's no kind of fresh way to do it. But I think they really pulled it off.
Yeah.
And then I think Josh Brolin obviously definitely got in really good shape for this role.
Oh my gosh, yeah, his Instagram videos, I mean, like, you always saw him working out. There was a weird one of him on a toilet. Did you happen to see that one?
I think I might have unfollowed him for that one. I don't know.
Yeah, that one was a little bit intense. But yeah, he really transformed, and we've been reading in articles that he wants to get even bigger. Like, he wants to look even more like the Cable from the comics, which is absurd.
Which is, I mean, it's hilarious to me that was a complaint that some like hardcore fans have, that this human man doesn't look like a Rob Liefeld drawing.
I know.
It's like, that's not really, I don't think it's legal to do that to an actor.
I mean, how tall is Cable in the comic book? What? Like, he's got to be like over 6'5", taller than you and I for sure, and his like muscles are like, he can't even put his arms down.
Yeah, I love that there's like I think everyone in the X-Men is 6 feet or above, except for Wolverine, who's like 5'2" or something.
Yeah, and obviously we're both big fans of the X-Force. We see Domino in this movie. We were talking about Zazie Beetz. I mean, she is just absolutely killer in this, is able to stand head to toe with Ryan Reynolds and Josh Brolin. You're a big fan of her too?
Yeah, she's really cool. We are going to be talking to her very, very soon.
Talking about the lady.
Is she coming here right now? That looks like her.
Ms. Domino. But yeah, so maybe we should save our questions for her when
could do that.
she comes up. Okay, so let's just awkwardly look at the camera. Oh, until Ms. Zazie Beetz.
There she is.
How are you doing?
Good.
Okay, how do you feel right now? Deadpool 2, all of that hard work, it's culminating here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm super excited. I had my panic attack 2 weeks ago, and now I've come into. I'm just accepting and receiving the positivity, and I'm just going to be grateful, and I am. I'm really excited tonight.
I like that vibe, girl.
Oh, thank you.
Positivity, all about that.
Now, your character's power is luck.
Mm-hmm.
How the hell does that work in a movie?
You know what? That's so funny. So many people ask me that. When I first heard it, I thought it was like a really dope and cool power. I think it kind of it enhances all of her abilities. So, traditionally she's a good marksman, but that's because she can blindly shoot in any direction and it'll hit what she has to hit. And so her fighting is better, her intuition, everything is just better. And that ends up being kind of like a joke in the movie, like, is it a power, is it not a power, is it even cinematic? But it is. I think when things fall prettily into place, it looks good on camera.
Okay, so we were literally talking about you like a minute ago before you walked up, and we were talking about how you're on screen with Ryan Reynolds and Josh Brolin, and you steal the show. I mean, you just completely dominated. How did you go toe-to-toe with these great actors?
Honestly, through Ryan's support and probably editing.
No, you owned it.
Thank you. Yeah, no. Honestly, I mean, it was wonderful having Ryan on set because he's been working on this for so long. He started the first movie started working on it over a decade ago, and so he's really lived and breathed in the universe and the tone. And so if there's ever sort of a question about does this hit the mark or does this match kind of what we're trying to build, you could always go to him. And if I was lacking of a line, if I wasn't delivering a joke correctly, he would always be like, try it this way. And so he was always available, which was awesome and also super impressive because he's there. He was writing and acting and producing at the same time while also being prepared for everybody else. And so it was pretty cool.
Now, I've got to ask, your Atlanta co-star Donald Glover was
Yeah.
working on an animated Deadpool series.
Yeah.
I heard rumors that Ryan would have voiced Deadpool. Maybe, did you ever consider talking about maybe playing Domino in that if she was going to show up there?
I never brought it up with Donald. I was just going to let him do his thing and not awkwardly try to insert myself. But I kind of sort of like stayed out of that conversation since I was involved in this universe, and that was sort of a different thing, and they were two very separate projects, and I didn't want to like dip into the wrong pot if that's what was going to happen.
We're going to tell Donald we want more Zazie and we want our Domino. You were absolutely phenomenal in this movie. Thank you so much for speaking with us. We hope you have an awesome night. You killed it, girl. Yeah.
We're lucky to have you.
Thank you.
Domino! Oh, we loved it, girl. We loved it. We've been raving about it. Simon Kinberg! How are you doing, man?
Great to meet you.
Hey.
We're geeking out a little bit, man. I don't even know where to start. We wrote these cards for you, and they have so many questions on them. Okay, so I'm gonna literally read this verbatim off my card. Deadpool is a comedy. New Mutants is a horror film. Talk about how comic book films can be different genres.
Okay. Logan was a Western. I think that what we tried to do with these movies is have them each be a subgenre of the comic book genre. Because I think that today audiences see so many comic book movies, so many superhero films. We want each of ours to feel fresh and different and unique, and it's an opportunity to do some of these genres that don't happen anymore. Like, in this case, kind of a R-rated comedy. The first movie was an R-rated romantic comedy. So yeah, we try each time to do something different.
Now, obviously, they're very tonally different, but most of the characters in this movie appeared in the pages of New Mutants. Is there any chance we're going to see them popping up?
Well, certainly the New Mutants, as you know, and your people that are watching know, the New Mutants and the Deadpool universe end up sort of combining in X-Force, the real X-Force. And so, sure, there is a chance, as there always is a chance, for them to find their way through the streams to the same movie one day.
Okay, so Deadpool, Logan, they are grittier, they are darker. Is that going to be the future for X-Men?
Not always. I think when the material feels like it deserves to be or wants to be grittier, like Deadpool clearly has to be R-rated because of the language and the violence. Logan, we really wanted to be R-rated as the fans had wanted because the violence in the Wolverine comics had been so much more than the PG-13 we'd been able to do in the X-Men world. New Mutants is a horror film, so that could potentially be R-rated. The mainline X-Men movies aren't really like R-rated in their essence, and so it depends from movie to movie.
Wonderful. Well, we're looking forward to seeing lots more of it. Thank you so much for coming by,
That's a
Simon.
Star Wars question. Remember,
You want me to
Terry
ask a
said
Star Wars question?
Sorry, we're going to read it
Okay.
right off the card again.
Okay, all right.
Right
So-
off the card.
I'm going to say no comment, but go ahead, ask me.
So you're working on a Star Wars project, like a movie project. You worked a
Yes.
bunch on Rebels. Rebels is great. People love Rebels. Are we going to see Rebels in your Star Wars movie project, or is it totally unrelated?
Wow. Okay. Thank you for the compliment on Rebels. I love that, working on that show, and it breaks my heart that it's done, but I loved the 4 years we had with it. I have no idea if they would end up. I mean, some of them ended up in previous Star Wars movies, as people were paying really close attention. But the one that I'm working on, that I'm writing and producing, we haven't talked about a role for the Rebels just yet.
Simon, thank you so much. Sorry, we had to ask you the tough questions. We had a card filled with questions for you. You were fantastic, Simon.
Very much.
We'll get you next time, Kinberg.
Yeah, way to get that Star Wars question in.
Yeah, that was real
You were
graceful. I
geeking
thought
out
I
of
slipped
that.
it in there really well.
Yeah, I kind of just threw it at you. Oh my gosh, Leslie, how are you?
I'm good, I'm good.
Oh my gosh, okay. I mean, I don't even know where to start. We got Blind Al in the house. Okay, I know this was supposed to be asked later on, but you are a Tony Award-winning singer. When is there going to be a musical performance with Blind Al? I want to see it.
It's funny, I was saying that in the car coming over here. I thought, the musical, Deadpool, and Blind Al.
I mean, I would watch that. You got to work on that. Be like, Ryan, great idea here.
Now, you're a distinguished actress, and you are saying things in this film that would make sailors blush. Is that liberating, or are you just like, oh, how dare they?
Liberating.
You get to become someone else.
Yes, get those words out that you don't get to say.
How much just filthy improvisation with Ryan Reynolds was left on the cutting room floor?
Oh, I'm sure there was plenty. I think we could do a whole movie of stuff. But I mean, he'll come over to me and say, Leslie, do you mind saying this? And I go, no, let's go for it.
Okay, so Leslie, talk to us about your relationship with Ryan. I mean, we see Blind Al and Deadpool. They have quite the dynamic. What's your relationship with Ryan like? Similar?
Ryan offstage is a very quiet family man, you know. Don't hang out. And so it's a whole different dynamic. And then we get on the set, and then it becomes something else.
Leslie, you're awesome as Blind Al. We absolutely love you. I am waiting for Deadpool the musical. Thank you so much.
Stranger things have
You
happened.
would totally see that. We would go together. Deadpool the musical. Come on.
I'd be down with a musical. I think that action musicals are the next big thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Totally.
I think that between the success of superhero
we're
stuff
in New York
and La La
City.
Land,
That's
it's
going to
inevitable.
be totally the next thing. Mr. Terry Crews.
It's Terry Crews.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's me. What's up? What?
I'm in shock.
No.
I mean, like, wow. Okay, so my producer told me I can't ask you this, but I'm going to. When is the White Girls sequel going to come out?
Oh, you know what? We've been waiting years for that. And it's crazy. We were going to do one, and then all of a sudden, Revolution Studios just fell through, and it's just, I don't know. You know what I mean? But I'm still ready. I am ready. I'm ready. I still got my moves.
Well, you're pretty much great in everything that you do, so.
Thank you.
Now, in spite of being in all these action movies and being, Terry Crews, this is the first time you've done like a proper superhero movie.
Yes.
How was it? Tell us about it.
It was absolutely incredible. First of all, I've been waiting for it. Everyone was like, why hasn't Terry Crews been in a superhero movie? That was the big thing. But you got to look at the whole deal. Like, you got to look at the history of the comics and the whole thing. There's just not that many African-American characters. That was the point. And there was not enough to go around. And I was like, I'm not going to do it unless it's right. And Ryan called me up, and he was like, look, let's make this right. You know what I mean? We're going to give you a character. We're going to make this thing happen. And we found this character, Bedlam, who can work these energy fields and make this happen. But the good thing about it is that it's comedic. And the thing is, my superpower is not that good. That's the whole point.
So talk to us about Bedlam. I mean, some people at home may not be familiar with Bedlam.
Bedlam is a guy who can manipulate, electronic fields and the whole thing. He can give you a really bad headache. And he can mess with the electrical things around you. But it's not that really, he's kind of a discount superhero. And this is a group that he has to assemble to go against Cable. And all of us are kind of like fringe characters who could never be X-Men, but are trying to make it and really be somebody. You know what I mean? We want to be contenders.
Yeah. Now, you are a trained illustrator. You're a talented artist.
Yes.
Are you a comic book guy?
Yeah, I love comic books. That's how I learned how to draw. Everything. I remember reading X-Men. See, you got to understand where I came up. I'll be 50 this year. When I was a kid, I used to dream about, what if they made an X-Men movie? I'm that guy. Because I was like, man, if they ever did that, I really hope so. And I remember when the first Superman came out, and the log line was, you will believe a man can fly. And this is the thing, too, is that they didn't have enough African-American superheroes, so athletes became our heroes. You know what I mean? It was Michael Jordan, there was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and then we had musicians became our heroes. Basically, Public Enemy was a superhero group. If you look at the way they did their whole thing, they did it as if it was a comic book. And so you have to look at all those correlations, and you realize, oh my God, I've been living this comic book life my whole life.
Terry, you just blew our mind. I mean, you're like super funny,
That's how into it I am.
incredibly intellectual. You were fantastic in the film. Thank you so much for speaking with us.
Thank you.
Bedlam, everybody. Mr. Terry Crews, thank you. Wow, can you believe it? It's over.
We did it.
I can't. I know. I'm just like taking
Holy
a sigh of
crap, yeah.
relief. It was so much fun. Everyone's emptying out of here. Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's get out of here, man.
Thank
I
you
want to
all
join
for
the party.
watching.
Yeah. Wait, you got to read that thing.
Oh.
You are watching Deadpool 2 Red Carpet Live. Just bring that out here.
You're watching Deadpool 2 Red Carpet Live, brought to you by the U.S. Army. Find out more, goarmy.com.
GoArmy.com. And, keep it plugged into IGN. Wow. We're going to get fired.
We nailed it.
Bye.